All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Need to do a quick mic check one time. If you guys are with me now and you guys can hear me, drop a one in the chat. All right, so let's get straight into this video, you guys. Obviously, there's going to be some background noise. You guys already can hear that. That is my beautiful woman. She's cooking breakfast for us this morning while we are looking at the markets, right? She already placed a buy today because she's the GOAT. And me, I haven't placed any trades yet. So pull up this chart for you guys. This is the 1 hour time frame. So you guys can see just from right here, if you remember yesterday, we measured out that wick on the daily chart. We did break below that daily low, right? We went into that red box that I was talking about on from the last 2 days, right? I was talking about this red box, and then this red box essentially comes from the daily time frame. All right, there's a volume imbalance right here on the daily time frame. We measured out this week yesterday. As you guys can see, we did get a bit of a reaction from that wick, right? That wick essentially held price up all yesterday, right? We first went to the halfway point, then we first went to the 25% level, and then we finally broke through. And now we hit that volume imbalance, and now we're pushing back up. So essentially, you guys, that's how I want you guys to try to use wicks all the time. When you're learning about how the market builds out liquidity, when you're learning about how to use wicks, make sure your Fibonacci settings is the same as mine. I'm going to drop this right here for you guys so y'all can have it. All right, y'all can take a quick screenshot as this. I pretty much use the 0 levels and the 1 levels. That's like the top and bottom of my Fibonacci. I use the 25% level, I use the 50% level, and I use the 75% level. And then all of these green boxes right here are like take profit areas for my Fibonacci settings, right? So we're going to delete this off of my candle. I don't really need to use that no more. We have already hit this red box that I was pointing out to you guys yesterday. All right, so now we can, we already know that we swept some daily liquidity to the downside, because that's the first thing we always do is try to figure out daily bias. All right, so it looks like we swept liquidity. Now it looks like price wants to reject and start to go back up, right? So you remember, that's the first thing we look for when we look for daily bias. Did it sweep out the top or the bottom, right? We answered that question. It swept out the bottom. And then the next question is, do it wants to keep going in the same direction? Do it wants to reverse, or do it wants to consolidate? Well, based on what it's doing right now, it looks like it wants to reverse, right? Start going in a different direction. So we have about 40 minutes until market open, right? We're going to keep doing a quick analysis. I'm going to drop down into some of these other time frames. Let me check the weekly. Oh, look, we also had a weekly sweep right here, right? So that's very important to note, because I like the sweep of liquidity on the weekly time frames even better than I do on the daily time frame. So we swept this liquidity on the weekly, right? And now we're just essentially have to wait and see, is the market going to give us any movement today? But so far, pre-market at least, it looks really nice. It looks really healthy. Pre-market, we're really ramping up like crazy. So I mean, from its lows to where it's at now, that's about 130 point move pre-market. So we're going to keep dropping down. If this market wants to continue to go up, I'm trying to see where will be the liquidity. I mean, this is like the only equal highs that I see all the way up here. And now the question is, can we go up that far today, right? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. It is a weird week. Like I said, it's holiday season. It's holiday week. New Year's is coming up. By the way, Happy New Year's to all of you guys. Make sure y'all drop a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate that. Just trying to do a quick little breakdown with you guys. Right, on a 1 hour chart, this looks extremely bullish on the 1 hour chart. So I think today what we're going to pay attention to is the midnight candle, right? So this is our midnight candle right here. You can't really see it because I got that red box, right? This red box is like super red. I was trying to highlight that yesterday for you guys because I was trying to tell you guys, hey, this is where I believe price is going to go. But I'm going to highlight the midnight opening price, right, today, because I feel like that's going to be significant based on what we are seeing in the market, right? The reason why I say that is because, we already swept liquidity on the daily. We swept liquidity on the weekly, and now we're pulling off, right? So if the market opens and then we get a nice pullback all the way down here, right, almost 100 point drop, this breakaway gap could get left open, right? It may not even decide to go below the midnight opening price, right? It could just go near the midnight opening price and then decide to push up from there, right? So I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to label it. And then most of you already know the next steps that I do, and that's essentially I wait for, opening range, and then I wait for a first presented fair value gap, right? We don't have any new day opening gaps, all right? I can just make sure. Don't look like we have any new day opening gaps or anything like that. So we're going to essentially be using, what's on the chart. It would have been nice to have taken that buy, but here's the thing, holiday trading, and you'll notice this all throughout the year, even next year, holiday trading and any type of news event, anything that has a catalyst onto it, it's going to make you want to break your rules even more. So for me, this week is even more important because I don't want to break my rules and I want to be patient. All right, so it's looking like we're going to have a small opening range gap. Let me go to the 1 minute. Yeah, it's looking like we're going to have a really small opening range gap today. So that's fine with me. I do think this market could definitely blast up to the top. I just don't know how far up. So we're going to see, man. I mean, we got these equal highs up here. I don't really know how far they're going to want to take it today. We have the new day opening gap up here from December the 11th that have never been touched. So it could go up there. It could at least go to the top of this opening range gap from December the 12th. So we're going to see, man. So far, pre-market, we have gotten more price action pre-market than we did all of yesterday. So at least that's a good sign. That move we was looking for, though, that was the move, you know.
Yesterday I wanted the sweep, so guess it happened early this
Happened
morning.
in Asian or London, you know, some weird session. Nobody's looking, so that's how it normally goes.
That's just the way it is.
You know, that's how it normally be.
Crazy work, isn't it? Or it's not crazy.
Hmm?
Or it's not crazy because you've been there before. Working on new things.
Oh, yeah. Still crazy work, though. Okay, we got it from payments, man.
We did so many things. We did 1, 2, 1, 2.
So, how far you think the market is going to go today, babe? Do you think we're going to? I mean, cause like if we're moving up pre-market, you said it was news at 8:30, right? I don't really see a big 8:30 candle though.
Right. It's that on the 1 minute it has like a really long week
Wait, what
when
kind?
the news came out. Right. I think it just
Yeah. I hope they're not trying to trick us though, because it just feels like anything could happen.
It does feel that
It
way.
feels like market could just stall out once again.
But it already went below the daily low, so I don't think it's going to sweep the high. Unless it just says it's the end of the year, I want to go berserk and do whatever I want to do.
Yeah, I think it already swept the daily lows and the weekly lows. So it's got to be trying to go up at this point. You know what I'm saying?
No, there's still some news like there.
That's a lot of work.
I'm not sure if it's going to go back down into market open.
I hope it do. Otherwise, my hopes of finding a trade is officially over.
I think it may want to go and sweep the.
At least yesterday's high.
How can it? I thought once it sweeps the low, it doesn't sweep the high.
Not all the time. That's in the trending market. It's not really a trending market right now. It's really a consolidation market. So it would.
Trading market?
Yeah, that's more so in the trending market.
What
Is
does
when,
that mean?
like when you see the market like uptrending or downtrending.
Oh.
That's when you most of the time. That's when you don't see the market. Like if it's uptrending, it's not going to break out the lows much, the daily lows. And if it's downtrending, it's not going to break out the daily highs that much. So that's where like a lot of ICT students get mixed up because it's the small details. Like if you say, "Oh, I thought that was like this a rule for every time," no, you have to remember the caveat. You know what I'm saying? You have to remember all of that. We got a little bit of a fair value gap here on the daily as well, and then we have that 8 hour fair value gap that I was talking about yesterday. If we measure out this range, we really can't measure out the range officially just yet because we don't have a swing low on a daily. But like if we imagine that we did, that fair value gap would be in the premium zone. So I think today we should at least be going back up to take out 25,794.
That's the daily high.
Yeah, that's the daily high from yesterday. Yep. And then if we continue to go higher, which I don't think we will, I honestly think we could even dig all the way up into this zone up here, 25,860. But I don't think it's going to break past this little high right here, right? Which would, this is what we would normally use for the stop loss of a fair value gap. These two highs right here. I don't think it's going to go past this today. So I do think if we're lucky, we should get a pullback during market open. We should be able to get a pullback and then buy that up and ride that all the way up to the top. We're going to look at the 4 hour chart. It should be, well, this would have been sexier if this 4 hour candle had a wick. But the fact that it don't have a wick, that's okay, because we can always use this right here, this inversion, as a potential buy area. I already told y'all that this yellow line on my chart right here, that's the midnight opening price. I'm going to be looking to get in as close to this price as possible and then use this last low as my stop loss. So my trade idea would likely look something like this. Like let's say I got in right there. My stop loss will have to be like right there. And then my TP will pretty much have to be like right here. So that's almost a 2-to-1, which is not that bad. That's my trade idea. Oh, actually, no. I take that back, you guys. I'm looking at the wrong yellow line. It would have to be up here. See, good thing I marked that out. So that's a 2.65 to 1. So that's much better. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Let me look at the hourly chart. Like I said, the hourly, we got some breakaway gaps down here that I want to see stay open, like this little gap on the hourly. Price can come all the way down here, but I want to see this gap stay open if I'm looking to take it just for a buy, which I am. All right. We don't have a swing high on the hourly time frame just yet. But like, let's imagine if we did, we would use this range right here with our Fibonacci tool. This yellow line is going to be discount. So we're obviously looking for a PD arrays under the yellow line. That's why I said we have the midnight opening price right there. I know a lot of y'all probably don't even think of the midnight opening price as a PD array, but in my opinion, it is. Then we have our breakaway gap down there as well. And then, we have our inversion order block down here. But that's something that ICT really don't teach. That's something that I discovered, just on my own, doing my own research, right? So we have a few different things, right? We have this inversion fair value gap, right? So we have a few different things that could pull price back down. We just hit into this 1 hour order block right here. I'm actually going to remove this opening range gap off of my chart. I feel like it's making my chart just a little bit too crowded. If I wanted to put this little order block on there, that could have been something that may have been worth noting on a 1 hour. Make sure I'm not missing nothing on a 4 hour. Because I definitely think it's going to go up, but I think we might have to be patient today. I think the market may do a little bit of bouncing around. So the 15 minute, it's not really much on the 15 minute right now. I'm just trying to make sure I know where liquidity is at, right? We got a pool of liquidity pretty much right here. This pool, I would at least want to see us get up here, honestly. But who knows what's going to happen? Let's just wait and see. We got about 23 minutes until market is open. Make sure y'all hit that like button if y'all haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to help help support the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. And we're just going to hang out until this market opens up and see what happens, see what they got to give us. But yeah, just honestly, like the way that they bring this market all the way up here, you could tell that they're going to drop it back down. Like, it's so obvious, Do that mean I'm going to take a sell? No. I'm not. If I'm looking to buy, like one thing I'm trying to do this year, going into 2026, if I'm looking to buy, I'm only looking to buy. I'm not going to switch mid thought and be like, oh, let's take a sell right now. Like, no, I'm only looking for buys. That's what it is. I'm trying to have like all 2026. I want to have like maybe 1 to 2 trade ideas per day. After those 2 trade ideas, I'm done. Right. So I want to just be able to catch 1 trade idea today, which is a buy, take that baby up, take whatever they give me, and then be done on the day, right? Still can't forget that it's holiday trading, and, it's not going to give us the clean price action that we want. So I'm going to remove this Fibonacci because I want to see if it's going to touch that hourly order block right there. We are looking at the 5-minute chart. So far, another thing that I'm going to point out, if you guys are reading price action, and this is why we use the first presented fair value gaps, but look at how these bodies are closing within this first presented fair value gap, right? That's giving me another indicator that this could possibly want to go back down when the market opens. All right, so when I'm reading price, I'm looking at every single thing, the way that the bodies are closing, right? I'm looking at breakaway gaps, how many gaps was left open, right? I'm looking at liquidity. Did liquidity get taken on the higher time frames? It did. We already answered that question, right? I'm looking at everything. And then I'm also waiting, right, for my opening range gap. I told y'all today I think it's going to be small just because this is where it closed at. And then we're like right here today. So our opening range gap is going to be like, a box that's like this big pretty much. Right, something like that, right? But we're still going to probably use it because it doesn't have to be big for us to use it, right? The opening range gap is just a very significant PD rate. That's why we use it. It's not just because it's big or it's small. If a first presented fair value gap is small, like this one was smaller than this one, I still put them both on the chart. You guys can see how price is reacting to both of them, right? New week opening gap, same thing for any other PD array. It doesn't matter the size. If I'm telling you guys to use it, just, consider using it, right? So we got about 20 minutes left, about 19 minutes left till the market is open.
This is from the oh, I just breakfast is ready.
Breakfast is served.
Breakfast is ready.
All right, y'all, bear with me, man, because if you can hear my background, you can hear my beautiful woman is making breakfast. So we are in the middle of breakfast, you guys. But we are also looking at the charts, and we are also getting ready to possibly trade. I think we might have some movement today. Like I said, based on this price action, look like we may be pulling back. I wouldn't be surprised if we still opened at 9:30, did something crazy like a big pull up, just to come back down. So I'm saying all of that to say, try not to trust these buys too much, too fast. They didn't already put the market up so much. Man, I'm currently reading some trade day news right now in my email. Oh, I just pushed something. Oh, oh shit. Hopefully I didn't mess something up.
Something happened?
Whoa, shit. I had to go back. But anyways, y'all, I'm reading some trade day news right now, and it says we are writing an important Trade Day X update effective today, December 31st. As shared previously, Sim2 Funded Solutions, the owner of the Project X platform that powers Trade Day X, confirmed in November that it would be withdrawing third-party partner support with the exception of Top Step. This decision was made by Sim2 Funded Solutions and not a Trade Day decision. Right? So once again, these futures prop firms are having troubles, man. This is why I think futures, honestly, they're just going to keep getting worse. If they don't fight the greed problem that they have, they're just going to keep getting worse, man. Make sure y'all drop a like on this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate that. You know, I am affiliated with some futures prop firms because, you know, I do think that with futures, you know, you can definitely get a payout. I just don't recommend it to beginner day traders, and I really don't. Honestly, I don't really recommend it to a lot of day traders because I feel like even people with experience, right? Like think about it. Some of you probably don't even know who Patrick Whelan is, but you know, he's a trader that goes live pretty much like every day, right? And some of his main, you know, companies that he work with is futures, right? He worked with a lot of future companies. Even this guy struggles to get payouts. All right, even and I honestly do think he's a professional, especially compared to most traders, you know. So it looked like we're already getting ready to pull it back right here, you guys. Do me a favor, drop a like on it on there. Then
Done.
it's already done. And somebody ain't liking.
I already, I already dropped the like on the live.
Make sure everything is pulled up here. At about 11 minutes, I said that the market was likely to drop off during the market open. We are already getting a little bit of a taste of that. Doesn't mean that we can't pop right back up as the market opens. We do have this red box right here. That's a 1 hour order block. So I also wouldn't be surprised to see us at least pop back up into there and then possibly sell off. Not sell off all morning, but you know, maybe sell off for the first 30 minutes or so as we have our retracement. So Just waiting patiently.
Is that trading view?
Which one?
That's trading view.
Yep.
Okay.
It's crazy because I just got so hungry. Like right as you put that food out. Isn't that crazy? Like my stomach just went from like being hungry to like now I feel like I'm about to die of starvation.
Oh, you have like a hunger palm, I think.
Is it because of the smell of the food?
Probably. And then I actually did bake today for breakfast, so I see why you would be hungry.
Oh, you can see why, huh? Okay. As long as you can see why. So if I'm reading price right here, you guys, I'm on an hourly chart. We wicked this first presented zone right here, and then the bodies are closing within this first presented fair value gap right here. So that's just more of a reason why I'm thinking that we may drop off right at the open. Now understand that I'm calling out a drop off with the idea that we're going to pop right back up. So just want to let you guys know that. I'm calling out this drop. I don't know how much we're going to drop. I'm thinking we're going to get at least close to this yellow line on my chart right here. So we'll see. I have everything loaded up. I have my funded 100K Alpha Capital account loaded up. I have my 200K with Funder Pro, and I have my 100K with FTMO. If you guys are interested in checking any of those prop firms out, make sure to use the description below and to always use my code, which is code KRACKEN. That is the best way to support the channel. Got about 6 minutes left until market open.
Oh, gosh. I almost forgot your extra piece of bacon.
Dang.
Does the chat know you always have an extra piece of bacon?
I don't think they know.
Oh, you did it. Look at it.
Crepes?
I don't think it's the
Crepes from the highest of depths. Okay, that was lame.
Who came up with that? Where is the thingy? Where you walking like an old man?
Cause I tried to tell him that it was probably gonna pull it back. I tried to tell him it was gonna pull it back when the market opened. They didn't believe me.
They didn't believe you? So they're not in the making of the money?
They don't want to make a little money.
Oh my. Oh my. Imagine if it drops all the way back down. Down to the place where it comes.
It's possible. I feel like the market got hella time to do all type of bullshit today. We got time today. You feel me, babe? I woke up in the shit. We got time today. That's how the market is feeling right now. I would have already even got into the trade, to be honest, but I can feel like it can still pop up.
Yeah, I was looking at the 4 hour. I'm like, I wonder if it tries to sweep those highs on the 4 hour thing.
I think it definitely want to sweep some highs, but the thing is, if I'm looked, and, and I was just saying that I shouldn't be looking to take this sell, but it just looks so good. But I still refuse. It don't look good enough for me to take it pre-market though. I'd rather wait. But it looked like I could definitely get a scalp. I just feel like I have to be patient because otherwise, you fuck around and get scalped when the market is trying to do this trickery. Of course, when I don't take the trade, that's when it goes straight down for 1,000 points. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened either.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for our meal. We thank you for bringing us to the end of the year. We thank you for everything. And we thank you for our loved ones, for keeping them as well, and for good health. As we go into the new year, our heart's desires, and we place them upon you, asking that you may grant us the fruits of our labor and grant us our heart's desires. Bless us and our relationship as well. In Jesus' name I pray. And dear God, please bless our breakfast and provide for those who do not have. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, babe. Whoa, it's already starting to. I guess it's gonna leave me.
You should have just put it like the entry, like a one
Yeah.
entry right there.
And I wanted to do that. I truly did.
It's
But
still early if it's gonna do 100 points, right?
it's just I need to see how it's acting.
Okay.
At 9:30. Cause it's like I don't want to be selling and it just go up all day.
Right.
That'd be garbage.
And if you buy, you'd rather just wait for the buy.
Rather wait for the buy for sure. So we
Where
gonna.
would you be buying from though? The top of that red bar?
No, I would be buying. You see this yellow line? This is the midnight opening price.
Okay.
I want to get an entry close to there or below there.
Oh.
That's the only reason I was thinking about selling in the first place. But because of where it had already dropped about 20 points now, that really messes up the risk to reward. I would have rather for it to even have popped up first and then sold off.
Right.
That's what I was hoping it was going to do. If I was going to,
What was gonna happen?
like, if I was going to take a sell, it would have needed to have done that. Because now, if I was to take a sale, I have to have a 60-point stop loss. And
That's
it's,
too much.
yeah, that's too much. It's like a 101.
Right.
So, look like y'all, we already pulled back. So I missed the sell, and I'm not going to chase it. But I did call that sell out. I am not going to chase it. Is they going to still give us the sell?
Probably.
Let's see.
Oh.
That's how it make you feel?
Oh yeah. Never know.
Never know what NASDAQ ain't going to do, huh?
If they wanna drop,
That might have been a good entry right there for a sell, too. But I missed that one.
I'm taking that entry for sale, baby entry.
Okay.
Let's see how this goes. Only just gave me $70.
Hopefully they don't fake my babe out right here. Because if I was going to sell, I would have preferred to be up here somewhere.
No, I get you. It could stop me out too.
Yeah, for sure. Because,
There it goes.
yeah, it's looking like it's going to do something like that.
It's okay. I tested it out.
It's all right. We're testing. But them test trades to get added up real quick, you know. So far, absolutely nothing. We haven't even got our first presented, but we can at least go to the regular trading hours. Our opening range is really, really small. I'm not even going to put it on there. I know I just said, don't matter how small it is, put it on the chart. But I'm not going to put that on there. Only because I don't really need it right now. I don't really feel like I need it. So I guess they faked my babe out twice. Did you get stopped, babe?
Close.
Need a paper towel?
Mm-hmm.
I really wanted to take a sale, man. Maybe I should have sold that pop up right there, but let's just wait and see at this point. It's still early. We have a lot of equal lows resting up in here. And this yellow line is where our midnight opening price is at. So I'm still being patient, man. We still haven't made our first presented fair value gap.
It's not the 932.
Oh, you know what? Actually, yeah, we have made it. Shit. Thank you for calling that out, my love. So we actually did make our first presented fair value gap. I'm looking right now at my trade locker trying to see if I can sell from
It's going back up though.
from this first presented fair value gap. Maybe I can. I really don't want to trust it. You know, my experience have been telling me, hey, bro, don't even look for sales today. And if I was going to take a sale, I would have wanted to have been up into my trade all the way up here. Like being in the sale down here just adds way too much risk for me. But we're going to see what happens right here. You got to remember, like it's very small. It's going to be a very small week, right? We have the New Year's. We have a lot of holidays coming up and everything like that. So you really can't expect too much from today, and you really can't expect too much from today's price action. But we're going to see. I would have liked to have grabbed the sale right there. My stop loss would have been like that, right at these highs. So this trade alone could have been, depending on how far I go, that could be a 6-1. Even if it goes down here, that could have been a 5-1, but you would have needed to have a really wick entry. And I don't think I would have had a wick entry just because, I'm trying to manage multiple accounts right here. But we did call the sale. Still going down. Just hit off the first presented fair value gap. My babe was right. I should have put a baby entry on there. Shit. So I guess the question I'm still trying to answer is, we swept out of yesterday's low, right? We swept the liquidity on the daily low. Now the question is, do we want to keep going down or do we want to go back up? I'm thinking we may want to go back up. We're all the way down here at the midnight opening gap. This is where I said I wanted to be looking for an entry. We have our 10 o'clock candle closing in about 23 minutes, so that's pretty far. All right, we got our right on an hourly candle. This could still be a breakaway gap, right? This 1 hour breakaway gap could still be a thing. So let me see. It may be time to start getting in for a buy right here. So I'm going to start taking buys right there, you guys. I'm going to start taking my buys right there. And that's only because, and you see it's already pumping up. So I got in on 2 accounts so far. It's already pushing up really fast. Let's go look at the 1 minute.
Make sure to move your stop loss into profits.
We'll do, my love. Right now I'm just trying to actually get in on the accounts. Okay, so I'm in on pretty much every account except my funded account. I'm going to go and try to get in on a buy right in here as well. So essentially, this is how my trade look, you guys. I'm using this hourly potential breakaway gap right here as a stop loss. So let's say I got in. Let's just say I got in right there or somewhere like that. I'm using this as my stop loss, and then I'm targeting this all the way back up here. So I got pretty much a 6-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So that is pretty much my trade idea, you guys. Move this over a little bit. Then I'm going to go into the 1 minute and watch this trade play out. Let me see. So it looked like my entry is like about right there, pretty much right where we're at. So let's see if I'm wrong. I'm going to be stopped out. But I already told you guys I'm looking for buys, and I told you guys I was looking for an entry at or below this midnight opening price right here. I think I got a really good stop loss on this trade. I think I got really good risk to reward. I got about a 1 to 6 risk to reward, so I'm risking about 500 on my funded account to make about 4,000 in this trade right here. All right, we did get some sweep. We did get a sweep of liquidity on the 1 minute time frame. So I'm just looking to see if we can start pulling back higher. I'm not going to add to this trade, you guys. All 2026, I'm just doing one entry. I'm trying to risk 1% or less, just taking one entry and then trying to see if I can hold for TP as long as I can. Guys, so we are now starting to see some profits on all of our accounts right here, just some very small profits. All right. Look like we are getting close to the stop loss. All right, let me darken this up a little bit so y'all can see where my stop loss is at. We can make this pink or something like that. Matter of fact, let's just delete this box, bro. We don't really need this box that much. So this is the trade idea. Pretty much taking this trade off of the hourly time frame. Don't really want to add too much into it, just because, you know, we could easily keep coming lower. I'm pretty much using this gap right here on a 1 hour time frame as a breakaway gap. We did get a sweep below liquidity, and then we got a push back up. So this is a potential breakaway gap. We won't know until prices don't come back into this zone, but I'm guessing that it's going to be a breakaway gap, especially if we use the thing that do what ICT told us to do. If we measure this swing low where we think price is going to go, which I think price is going to go right here. So if we measure from swing low to swing high, the breakaway gap should be within this zone right here. So we are up. Wait a minute. It looked like we might get stopped out right here. Yep, so I did just get stopped out. So that's interesting. I lost about 500 on my, let me see. I'm down 574 on my funded account. Down 1,500 on my 200K Funder Pro account. And let me see. I gotta make sure I check all accounts, because wait, it don't look like they stopped me out. Oh wait, no, they did stop me out. Okay, and then on my FTMO account, I lost $600. So now that have happened, you guys, I would say that it's looking like we may have to sweep the daily low at least one more time. I'm even more sad about not taking that sell. I honestly didn't think the sell was going to do all of this. Maybe we need to drop all the way down and hit this new week opening gap first. So we're going to see. Now that we have touched into what I thought was going to be a potential breakaway gap, I'm starting to think now we can possibly go much lower now. So remember I said I'm only trying to do like 2 trade ideas. That one really didn't work out. So if I go into the 5 minute, right, it's looking like this may be a breakaway gap, right? So I need to possibly, and the reason why I'm switching my whole analysis is because once that breakaway gap becomes, closed like that, it's a really, like, it's an indicator pretty much that, hey, price is going to keep going lower. And if we're already looking at our chart and say, all right, well, where could price go if we want to keep going lower? Well, we have this new week opening gap right down here, which is also the bottom of this opening range gap. So we very well may want to go all the way down there first. So what I'm going to try to see what I can do, I'm going to try to see if I can do something like this, right? If this 5 minute fair value gap is going to be a breakaway gap, I'm going to see if I could maybe get into a sell like this, ride this all the way down there. That's about a good 5-to-1 risk to reward. So that's not bad at all. The monthly, let me check the monthly. My wife is telling me to check the monthly time frame right now. So she's telling me to check the monthly.
Okay, wait. Sorry, check the week.
Okay, she's telling me to check the weekly. All right, we did check the weekly before. We seen that we had that liquidity sweep on the weekly time frame.
You think it's respect to that gap right there?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So she wanted me to look at this gap that's his end. She asked me, do I think it's respecting it? And I say yes, but that doesn't mean we still can't go down to this new week opening gap that's down here, you guys. And if we really start to lose momentum, even though I don't think we will, I don't think we're going to hit the midpoint of this wick right here today, or not even the 25% level right there. But who really knows? Obviously, I just took a loss on buys. So obviously, I'm not trying to buy again unless I really see something, right? I'm actually trying to get into a sell right now as we speak. If I move my entry down here, that would be almost a 3-to-1 risk to reward. I would rather the market go up just a little bit to make my risk to reward a little bit better. But I am going to look for some sales right up in here. I'm just putting all of my let me check the hourly one more time, because yeah, we should be continuing lower. Let me look at the 5 minute. Yeah, that could have been a bounce right there to get into this sell. Shit. All right, so I did get it to the sale. I didn't really get the entry that I wanted because I was thinking too hard, but I did pretty much get this entry right there. This is probably going to be my last trade idea if I lose. So I pretty much have my stop loss. I'm even wondering, should I be moving my stop loss up a little bit? Because I kind of got it low. I think maybe, just maybe, I need to move it higher. So we almost went to the first stop that I wanted. I'm looking for this 5 minute fair value gap to be a breakaway gap. That's why I have my stop loss so tight. But if it do stop me out, then I probably will get back in and put my stop loss up here. But I'm looking to see if this hold, because if this 5 minute potential breakaway gap holds right here, then we should see the price starts to drop down aggressively. We're going to switch back into the 1 minute time frame right here. It's probably going to stop me because I'm now looking and realizing that the first presented fair value gap from today is up here. So it may want to go up there and retest this right now. So we're going to see. So I would have been stopped right there, but I actually did move my stop loss just a little bit higher. I'm going to let you guys know if I get stopped out right here. Definitely went into that 5 minute fair value gap a little bit right there. Hopefully that's all they wanted to do, was touch up in there just a little bit. And now I will want to see this price start to come back down aggressively.
Let's take on the fall. That kind of is acting as support. Let me see how the 1 minute looks like. Oh, never mind. Never mind what I said.
So I should be able to put my stop loss right above this high on the 1 minute, and this should be protected. But we're going to see, man. Like I said, it's a weird day to be trading. You never really know what to expect on these type of days. But so far, I did take one loss. I'm just trying to get this money back from that first loss, and then see if I can potentially still ride this market up. Because we haven't even seen the first 30 minutes of the trading day.
Oh, wow.
So I'm glad I moved my stop loss up just a little bit. For those of you who just now tuning in, I had it right here at the low. I pretty much moved it at the high of this fair value gap. That's all I did, right? And now I'm getting ready to move it back low. As soon as I get better market structure on a 1 minute time frame, I want to see us break this low down here and start to aggressively move lower. Bare minimum, I want to see this gap on the 1 minute right here that was just created. I want to see this be respected. So I should be able to put my stop loss right above this high, and then we should be okay. So you could also see on the 1 minute time frame as well that this little gap may act as another breakaway gap. You see we wicked into it just a little bit right there. Just a little bit. And now we want to see this market start to, aggressively sell off. But I wouldn't move my stop loss in here just yet. Normally, I would move my stop loss in this gap right here, but it would have had to start it really aggressively going down, breaking this swing low right here. Then I would have felt comfortable moving my stop loss all the way down here. But as of now, I did move it back to where it was supposed to be at, which is right there. Just don't want to move anything prematurely because you can end up getting stopped out. The safest thing to do would be to just keep it right there for now. But I want to see this market start to break down. Yeah.
I hope it's not consolidating.
No, I think we should be going lower here sometime soon. Just got to be patient. It's only 30 minutes until market opens. Still really early. I'm just now starting to see some profits on my screen for the first time in a long time.
Not for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, I took a little bit of an early entry right up in here, you guys, and then you guys can see it went against me a little bit. But right here, I want to see a breakdown past this low, and I want to see some speed start to pick up right up in here. Like I would love to be able to move my stop right above this swing high right here, but it's too early for me to trust it just now. So I'm just gonna wait. But the moment I can get my stop into profits, the happier I'll be.
Babe, can you tell us again what's the target at the bottom?
The target for me on the future chart is 25,475, which is the new week opening gap from December the 14th. That's going to be my first target, and then if we keep pushing lower than that, the second target will be 25325. All right, but we need to get to the first one first. We haven't even got to the first one.
Oh, the 2 hour candle just closed.
Oh, speaking of the candle closures, let me check on this 4-hour candle closure. So right there, this 4-hour candle close is not really what I wanted to see because this big long wick could pull price back up. And then the midpoint of this price, which is right next to the first presented fair value gap, this could definitely cause us a problem based on where we're at right now. But instead of closing too soon, we're going to wait and see if we can at least come back down here and take out this low one more time. Let's just wait and see. I don't want to freak myself out too much, but that 4-hour wick is definitely not what we wanted to see. So I'm going to wait. Look, I just told you if you moved your stop loss too quick, you would have got stopped out right there. Now that it actually went up there to sweep that liquidity, now you may be able to move your stop loss right above here. Me, I'm still trying to wait for the right moment to move my stop loss because I hate getting stopped out prematurely. Don't like the way it's going back up. I feel like even if we're wrong on this trade, we should at least be able to sweep this little swing low right here. I like how as soon as I take the sell, it just stops selling off, you know? I was literally just in the buy and it said we're going to keep selling.
Hard to know at this time. I think just based off of how the 4 hour looks, it wants to go back up now.
Yep. So I did trail my stop a little bit right here, you guys. I trailed it like right there. Simply because if we get above that, then I just don't even want to be in the trade anymore. I'd rather just take a loss than this market to really start ripping against me on the other side. Plus, I've been in down draw pretty much the entire trade, so I don't really like that either. You guys can see it on my screen. This trade has not given me much profits.
I do wonder though, is it possible for that wick to go the price down, or that wick just tells us it's going up now?
No, the wick could pull price back up for sure, and then especially because we have the first presented fair value gap is right around that midpoint of that wick.
Oh,
I'm just hoping that it goes down first before it pulls price back up. That's all I'm hoping. I just wanted to at least be able to move my stop into profits. So far I've trailed my stops down lower to take less risk, but I've been in down draw the entire time, so I don't really like that.
yeah.
Every time it goes down, it pops right back up like how this 1 minute candles just did. So I don't really like that either.
Well, seems like that weekly gap is holding price up much more than you'd expect.
Hmm.
Might not have expected. It already went down there once though. So, maybe price is just chilling before it goes back lower.
I think it could keep going down. It just we need to see more, structure on the 1 minute to really know for sure. So far, everything that it's doing on the 1 minute is not really giving us too much reinsurance that it's going to keep going down. So that's why I'm going to be real quick when it comes to moving my stop losses. At least I'm going to try to be, if it even gives us a chance to move the stops. Because at this point, I'm ready to just close out for a loss and just do a manual close. But I'm trying my hardest to be patient right here. But this is not the type of price action that I wanted for sure. I just don't want to close out this trade idea and then it just keeps going down. That's going to really, be a shitty way to end the year. All right, so we're getting close to my entry price. I'm literally just trying to move my stops into break even. So what I'm hoping that I can do, I'm hoping that one of these 1 minute candles can really break below this swing low right here. Because if it really breaks below with some aggression, then I'm going to obviously move my stop loss to profits and just hope that I can ride it out.
It looks good on the 2 hour. I'm scared.
So far, this 1 minute fair value gap that we have, that we was talking about, if I was to box this up, right? If I was to box this up, look at the midpoint of this gap, right? We only worked on the lower quadrant of this little gap right here. So we should be able to kind of like hold the door a little bit right now as it's dropping. But I am going to start moving things into profit just because I have to be, careful. So bam, I just pretty much got stopped out of all of my trades right there. I got like 2 trades left that's open. One on my funded account that I didn't get stopped out. The other is on my FTMO, but I'm actually getting ready to do a close on FTMO. So I made about 27 bucks on that account. And I think on my funded, on my funded I got stopped out for break even as well. So that's absolutely fine with me. Pretty much made small profits on that trade. And I'm honestly perfectly fine with being done and just having a red day. You know, I'm down 1,600 on my Funder Pro 200K account, so that's a little bit under 1%. Down about 532 on my funded 100K account. And then we're down about, I'm trying to see. We're down about 600 in our FTMO account, right? So it's really not that bad. I'm just glad we was able to get out of that trade for break even. So I'm going to remove this off of my chart. Let's go back to the 1 hour, because I keep all of these things in my head. Y'all remember this was what I thought was going to be a first presented fair value gap. I mean, not first presented, but a breakaway gap. Notice how in the 1 hour we wicked through here on the 1 hour once before. Now we're wicking again. We still haven't invalidated this fair value gap right here. So once again, y'all, this is a very confusing market. I'm not really going to try to be putting on too many more trades. And then we have, this 4 hour wick from that 4 hour candle that just closed. Right, so now this wick right here is annoying because this wick can pull price back up. Price could want to consolidate for the next hour and a half or something like that, and then we could maybe see a afternoon sweep on liquidity that could just bring this market all the way down. So I don't really like this wick being right here. We need to at least, like, we already touched the lower parts of this wick. So I mean, the price could obviously keep selling off from there, but I would have felt more comfortable if we would have at least touched this orange line, which is like the 25% level of the wick, or the 75% level, depending on where you put your Fibonacci tool at. Me, I put it from low to high. You could put it from high to low. It's either going to be 25 or 75%. So then if we drop back down, because now that we had a sweep of liquidity right here. All right, I'm going to remove this. Actually, that's the 1 hour. We had a sweep of liquidity. Now we're starting to pull it back again. So I'm not really interested in, trying to take a million different trade ideas today, you guys. I already told you guys that it's going to be a tricky day. I still do think there's so much opportunity in the market, but we have to pretty much wait for the next best setup. I do think, though, if we can get up here, which is this is our first presented fair value gap for today. Let me label this real quick. Make sure I label this and lock it. See, you see all of this confusion at this level? Like, it's just too much confusion. This yellow line is our midnight opening price. So far what I'm still looking at is the fact that when we broke below this midnight opening price, we wicked above it one time. So we still could be selling off, but I had to pretty much get out of that first trade idea, because I was no longer in love with what I was seeing with price. Typically when I get into a trade, I want to see shit start to move really fast. I don't like to be in trades for forever, right? But if we're looking at the 1 minute time frame, remember, you guys, this was the midnight opening price, this yellow line right here. So we went above this, and now we're coming down again. If you're looking at this 1 minute range, this yellow line right here is the 50% level of this range, which means what? This fair value gap right here on a 1 minute time frame on this range is valid, right? So it's a valid premium level, right? So the reason why I'm marking all of this out is to say that still could go down based off what I'm seeing right here in price. The problem is I don't really feel comfortable taking another sell. Y'all just seen how long I was in that sell. It was choppy. I was able to get out for break even, but I don't really want to take another sell from this level. You know,
Well, when you close it, that's when
yeah, so as soon as you close the trade, that's when it starts to go down, you know. So the next thing I'll have to do is see that we got a 4 hour wick right here. I want to see how are we going to react on this 4 hour wick. If we power through, I may get back in for a sell, but like I said, the moment you get out is the moment the market starts to go down. So either way, you know, this is how prop firm trading goes. You have to protect your account. We just measured out this wick, you guys. As you guys can see, we just hit the midpoint of this wick on a 4 hour time frame. But I wouldn't be trying to take too many more buys because we just invalidated, not completely, but we just halfway invalidated this 1 hour fair value gap, right? Because when we went below this stop loss right here, it's showing you that it's ready to invalidate this fair value gap, but it would need to go past this stop loss to invalidate the fair value gap completely. So if we can see a pullback, like let's say we see a pullback, and then this little gap on the 1 minute gets respected, that could be somewhere where we can take a sell. And then that trade will look something like this. All right. I will put my stop loss literally right within this fair value gap. You could put it at the top if you want. And then let's say if you get in right here. And then if you follow that all the way back down, it's still almost a 5-to-1 risk to reward. But look how fast this is spiking back up. So now it's a 9-to-1 where it's at now. So like I said, I want to get in this sale so bad, but it's so hard for me to trust another sale. After everything that they just put me through. You know what? I think I'm just going to try to sell out, y'all. The risk reward is just so nice. Like I can risk about $400 to make about 4,000 right now. What do you think, babe? It just hit the midpoint of that wick on a 4 hour, so it's really hard to feel comfortable taking a sale. Like I want to take a sale, but
I see what you're talking for. I'm very confused at this level because of that 4 hour week. and then it's bounced again off of that weekly area, so and it already sold off. So I'm not sure if it was to go back higher a little bit starting now. Or keep selling off lower. Or just keep staying in this little range
Well,
for the next 3 hours.
but that just proves right there that you can't take the sell just yet. I mean, I guess you still could, but let me just wait. Be patient.
Yeah, like all these news it's 10:30, but it's not like good news.
Is he going to sell off or what? Let me look at the 5-minute. It definitely looked like it wanted to continue to sell off, but it's so hard to tell. This price action is horrible. It's retesting that 1 hour gap right there. Still don't know if I could take a sell and actually be comfortable though. All right, it's like I want to take a sell, but as soon as I said that, now it's popping up. See? Very confusing price action. At a time in which it really shouldn't be confusing. It's like on the 15-minute, that 15-minute. Let me show y'all the 15-minute chart real quick. Right, because even this big gap right here should be a breakaway gap. So it's like worst come to worst. Right, like worst come to worst, bro. This is why I'm thinking about selling, because even if I put my stop right here, and if I'm targeting this down here, that's still a 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So maybe my problem is I'm trying to have too much of a tight stop. So you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. We'll put my stop all the way right there. I'm gonna just get in where the price is at now. I think that's what I might have to do. All right, I think I found a good stop loss. I just gotta wait. This is my last trade idea, y'all, for the day. Pretty much using the 15-minute gap as a breakaway gap stop loss. So I'm gonna have my stop loss right here. I'm looking to target the low of this new week opening gap down here. And this is going to be pretty much my trade idea. There is some things I still don't like. You know, we hit the midpoint of this opening range gap. We wicked off, but we didn't really wick off and just start running away from it. So I do like that part. But I would have loved to have seen us start to already come back down some more on the lower time frames. So we are seeing some profits in here now, you guys, for the first time of today, finally. I just had to go and figure out where is the right place to put the stop loss. So I like to watch my trades from the 1 minute time frame so I can know when I need to be trailing my stops. I would like to see this gap right here. We broke above it. Now we broke back below. I want to see it just start to move lower. I also wouldn't be surprised if the market did something like, went all the way down here, stopped right above this new week opening gap, and then started to come back all the way up.
Oh, this makes you tired.
For sure. Wish I would have just took the easy sell from this morning. That's why sometimes you don't trade pre-market, you regret it. Thank you, baby. Well, we're finally seeing some profits, man. It seems like I haven't really been seeing profits all day. So as soon as we get a break below this low right here, and this candle close, I'm gonna move my stops right above these little wicks right here on the 1 minute time frame, and then that's gonna pretty much make my trade break even.
This is your take profit.
Pretty much 100 plus points. 100 plus points from forex. It's all right. We just broke below that low. Now I'm going to move my stops into pretty much break even. It's not really break even yet, but we are in profits now. It's not break even just yet, you guys, but it's pretty much like reducing my risk pretty much down to zero. So on one of my accounts, I'm up about 1,800. On another one, I'm up about 1,000, and then on my funded account, I'm up about $280. So I'm definitely hoping to see a continuation to the downside. If we get an aggressive pop back up, then for sure it's going to not be a good thing. What I'm looking for is pretty much I want to keep trailing my stops. Every time we make a new order block, I want to trail my stops. So I got my stop loss right above this order block right here in the 1 minute. We just broke past this one. I want to see a strong body close below this order block. Then I'm going to move my stop right above this order block right here. You see why you got to wait until that body closes? Because look at how it wicked all the way down there and then came all the way back up. If you move your stop too soon, you could get wicked out way too soon. So I want to wait for this 1 minute candle to close. Bam. So that candle just closed. Now I'm going to move my stop losses above that order block on a 1 minute time frame. And then we're going to just essentially try to keep trailing as long as we can. So far, at least we're in a position to try to get back some of the losses that we have taken. But, I'm still not overly in love just yet. I want to see more price action, more downwards price action. And I would love to see some really big red candles start to come in here, some faster red candles. Because we could just be sweeping this low down here one more time and then going right back up. So I'm not really getting too excited. But this is a risk-free trade. All of my stop losses are pretty much in profits. So, I would like to get more of a move out of this trade. And that's mostly because I'm down on a day. So if I could, well, it looks like it might stop me right here, actually. Because I just put my stop loss right here. I'm going to put a line on where my stop loss is at. Right, so this little orange line is where my stop loss is at. So you guys can know. So it almost went up there and stopped me out. I'm hoping that we can not go back up there again. So I just got stopped on one of my accounts, and that's because of this whole CFD thing. Like, it's different on every account. So I did get stopped out on one of my accounts right there. I was only able to make about 260 back on that account, and I was up about 1,300 in that account. So it sucks to get stopped out prematurely like that. On my other accounts, I'm very close to getting stopped out, and that's for profits, by the way. And of course, babe, that's my Funder Pro account.
Oh yeah, obviously.
So bam, right there, we just got stopped out on all of our accounts for profits. So once again, man, I mean that kind of sucked because I was up a lot of money right there at this low. I was pretty much up a decent amount from this low to where that's about 15-point pullback. But that 15 points, man, I felt that. So I do have one account left where this trade is still floating, and that's only because I didn't move my stop loss.
Alright. How does it work? Drop, 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 drop. Or does it just drop, 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 drop?
Yeah, it kind of sucks that I got stopped out right there. I'm just going to close it on my FTMO account as well. At least on one of my accounts, I was able to get a decent amount of profits on that pullback right there. Wow, and now it's dropping. Come on, man. So this is it's looking really problematic, to be honest, and I really don't want to sit here and watch the market all day.
Either this way here. What is this? There we go. Now what are we going down? Should have just broke through this gap and called it a day.
For real.
What are you eating over there?
Sure. Okay.
So you're eating my pear. Happily.
Well, that kind of sucks. I'm not about to keep trading the chop. I've already broke one of my rules. I said I was only going to have 2 trade ideas. I'm already then placed 3 different trade ideas. Pretty much went break even on 2 of the 3. Well, no, actually, I didn't go break even. I think I lost 2 out of 3. I think I lost 2 out of 3 and went break even on 1. So if this starts to dump right in here, I'm going to be so fucking pissed, man. Like, all of this back and forth is just ridiculous. Like, I don't want to trade markets that's like this. But we broke under the midnight opening price. You would think that we would want to continue to go lower.
Maybe the time of day.
There's an inversion fair value gap down here on a 15-minute right there. right? Price is bumping into that inversion fair value gap, and then it just keeps, moving away. But I do think you're right. I think time is definitely the biggest factor right now because it's only 10:49. I think if it was like closer to 11:30, we probably would have seen a better drop. That's why I said I'm not going to keep on placing trades. If I just miss it at this point, I'd rather just miss it and just be done because I'm down like 2% on my Funder Pro account. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm down about a little over 1% on my Funder Pro. Um, Let me see on my FTMO account. So on my FTMO account, I'm down about a little over a half of a percent, so about $522, pretty much 523. And then on my funded account, I'm down about $600 on the day. So I'm not really excited about being down this much, especially when the market is just giving me nothing but chop. Like I just have the weirdest feeling that it's going to, like, I'm going to turn everything off, right? I'm going to turn my screen off. I'm going to close all the apps. And then I got a weird feeling when I check back at 12, it's going to fucking drop the 100 points. And then I'm going to be like, what the fuck? I'm going to be feeling a little bit pissed. It just have all of the makings to drop, you guys. I mean, like, we went all the way back up, hit the first presented fair value gap from yesterday, hit the one from the day before, right? Sold off, made a first presented fair value gap here. Remember, if y'all go back and watch the screen, I was saying even right here, I wanted to take a sell, have my stop loss right there, didn't really take it, right? And this is why I said the sales, obviously in hindsight, was the best play because everything else is fucking choppy. This is why I keep losing because I missed this trade, the trade I was thinking about taking, and then I've been trying to trade this. So of course you're going to lose if you're trying to trade this shit right here instead of trading that move, right? And especially because it's a holiday week, you was better off just catching this move and just being done on a day. Even though I do think there will be some more moves inside of the market, as of now, shit is choppy. I mean, this is literally you can destroy your prop firm account. I'm already down about 1% for the day, so you know, and that's with multiple trades. So it's not like I'm like over leveraging or nothing like that. It's just that if you keep trading and you keep losing, eventually you'll be down 2%. So it's the end of the year, you guys. We can't expect too much from these markets, to be honest. All right. I mean, look at the little sell I took. I was in right here. I did get in a little bit too early. But even if you would have caught a wick entry from here to the low, that's only what? Fucking 70 points. So you would have had to had a wick entry and a wick exit just to make 70 points. That's not the type of market that I want to be in. I want to be in this type of a market up here. This is a 1 minute candle from 670 all the way down to about 600 in about 3 minutes. Right? That's the type of 70-point move I want to be a part of. So, long story short, we seen some profits on this trade idea, but I just don't think that it's a good day to keep pushing the button. Most of y'all know my rules. Like I'm only going up until 11:30. I was going to try to go a little bit longer to see if we was going to have a sweep on liquidity somewhere, but at this point, it may not even be worth it. Relax now. You know, that's what I'm ready to do. screen. Put in some work today. There's no point of me trying to fight when they got me like this.
Why aren't my fruits delicious?
Good for you.
Mm-hmm. Aren't they so yummy? Hmm?
They were.
You like white kids' food, don't you?
Babe, look at this. Now I always want to keep melting. World's slowest meltdown. This is truly the world's slowest meltdown, y'all. But it sucks for me because I would have at least been back to break even. Stopped out prematurely like that. Like you just want to say, wow, I'm done.
You said pow.
Right? Ain't it true though?
It is true.
That's why it's like these holiday markets, you gotta learn how to just enjoy your holidays because that's live.
This is my account.
What did I say demo?
Because it's my account.
Oh, so you're still holding the door. I wish I didn't get stopped out prematurely. I'd be still holding the door too.
But I did take some losses. Those small losses.
They really dink you quick, don't
For
they?
sure.
That's why I said I'm about to be done.
This is crazy though. You need to go back and say something on that.
No, it's okay. I already called the trade out. I'm not about to keep trying to get back in.
No, we're saying not get back in, but go and say something on their mind.
Well, they see my box. You know, I have a short position box on here right now. So everybody know I was already in the short. I just got stopped out prematurely. But yeah, I would have been literally up on the day if I didn't get stopped out prematurely. So you know, it is what it is. You know, some days it's nothing you can do. Day when you actually trust yourself as a trader, being down 1%, you just tell yourself, "Bro, I'm gonna get back on a better day," you know.
For sure.
Just trying to force it, and let's say I get in again, and then that all of a sudden just whips back up. Now, and you like, I should have just been down for the, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I'm pissed to see this right now. I'm happy that you still in, but I'm like, this sucks for me.
Picked out one of my positions. Picked out another one of my positions.
It's so hard to trail today. Still
My
up.
account is up though.
You're still up. That's what matters.
Unfortunately.
That's what matters. You're still up.
And it's not like I was even losing a lot.
It's okay to have a red day, babe. You manage your
See?
risk.
I wasn't even taking more than more than $100.
And think about this. That's why you're only lost, what, 1% today? A little over 1%. Because you manage your risk well. That's how a red day is supposed to feel. Not like, oh, max drawdown. So that's why I said, even for me, it hurts. Don't get me wrong. Especially after seeing this, it's stinging. It stings. Because when it was right here, when it first came down, I think it was either right here, I was up about 1,200, 1,300.
Oh yeah.
Then it went all the way back up, weaked me. I only made like 260.
You can't even move your stuff.
Then it came down here, I was up pretty good.
Account.
But right here, I would have probably been up. Because my entry was only right here, and then I was up about 1,200 right there, so that's 10 points. So I would have been up another 3,600 right here at these lows. So I would have been eating, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. Booka, booka, booka. I ain't tripping, you know. See, look what did I say? As soon as you think you about, oh, let me get in for the sale joints.
Cheers. is our what's it called? Our fixer upper gingerbread house.
Oh wow. It was look. We just got it renovated, but because we live in the hood, they came through and ransacked our shit. So
Oh yeah.
it wasn't our fault.
Is that your belly? You didn't enjoy the strawberry filled thingies?
I did. Did you put them in the microwave for me?
No.
You threw them away? No way.
Okay, so
Get out of here.
I couldn't say yes in the straight face when you were right there.
I'm like, no way. She threw my shit away.
Oh, I'm happy. At least today my period is pretty much over.
Yes.
It's
Amen.
been 3 days.
Amen.
So I'm happy.
3 days went by somewhat quick.
Well,
Not really. Not for you.
no. We should have been done on Monday. But it came on Sunday, so it's been 3 days already. So thank God I have a regular period. I know you've been around women enough to know like some women have like irregular periods or like super heavy bleeding.
Yeah.
How does it feel like as a man even navigating those things?
It
It's
sucks
just
'cause it's like
normal.
nothing you can do, you know, but to see a woman go through all of that pain. Yeah, obviously, you know, they hate you when they're going through it, so it's like it double sucks.
They hate you. You felt that?
Hell
Before,
yeah. I was with a chick that had irregular period,
yeah.
like some really horrible periods. That shit is not easy to deal with, for sure.
So why do you have a munch?
A month was a month, babe. I thought I was feeling you in a month. It's like right here, I would have wanted to get back in. But after getting smacked by this market every day, time after time, can you even trust them?
No. It's like what even made it start to go back at this point?
That's the only answer that God has for us, baby.
That question asked God. whereby I Google things to do in Grand Rapids, and guess what popped up?
What popped up, my love?
A storage facility.
Wow.
It's like I can come here and store all your stuff.
You said we got the perfect thing for you niggas.
What? How can a ticket be 108? Oh, it's a speakeasy.
What, you want to go to Speakeasy?
Yeah, but you don't want to pay.
108?
Yeah.
That is pretty taxing though. But if it, who's gonna be there though?
Who's gonna be there? Me and you. Do you have toilet paper?
Hold on, babe.
You need to tell me who these DJs are for real.
I wish I know.
You don't know me?
What's the name of them?
DJ Bob Marino.
He's automatically giving red flags out here. Bob Marino.
Let me look him up on IG.
Come on, go ahead and drop off real quick. I'm looking, if I can get a good enough drop right here, y'all, I may be able to get my accounts back to Profitville.
least you can go on IG and see, you know. Wait, it's 11:15.
I swear my Thunder Pro accounts, like, they get stopped out so faster than all my other accounts. Like, it's so weird.
Oh yeah, they do that a lot. Their slippage is terrible. That's why if you have a little bit left to risk, just better to wait till the next day. Because they always close your trade way early. Then
Like, so early every time. Like, none of my other accounts ever get stopped out, but Thunder Pro is always
Yeah.
the first one to go.
Yeah.